Hi darlings! Today I'm really excited. This is something that I've been wanting to share pretty much all year. I've been waiting for this time of year to come around so that I can show you, demonstrate a really lovely, I think kind of simple tutorial on a nice dining table centerpiece. Basically creating a garland or if you hang it up like a swag draped with greenery. And I'm gonna do a harvest one, or I'm calling it harvest because would be great for Thanksgiving based on the greenery I'm using and sort of the decorations I'm gonna add to the garland or dining table piece. So I am in my dining room and my dining room table is 12 feet long. So obviously that's a little long. I think this can be created in any length that you want, for the smallest to the biggest table. If you want to do something that's draping, you could totally do that too if you wanted to hang it. So I have everything here in front of me to create this centerpiece. Why don't we just get started? The equipment that you're gonna need, I've got some rope here, nylon rope. It's actually not rope at all. It's a clothesline. I've got some 28 gauge straight wire. I have 24 gauge paddle wire, wire cutters, some pruning shears, and a tape measure. And the tape measure is just to measure the length of the rope. I'm thinking today we're gonna do a 5-foot garland. For my table, I do about, it's ridiculous, I do like a 7 or 8-foot garland, and that's just so that it has plenty of room to just stretch out across my table. So here we go. Measure this out to 5 feet. I have silver dollar eucalyptus, and then I have this classic one. Now this one gets sticky, and if you don't want to get the stickiness on your hands, clearly you can wear a pair of gloves. I don't mind, because that's just soap and water. And I've actually pruned and cleaned my eucalyptus already, and I'll just give you a quick demonstration on how I did that. I'm gonna trim these pieces here. And save these little bits. I have a whole pile of trimmings, and that's so that if I want to add a little more to my garland afterwards, I can totally do that. Select a nice straight one to start with as the first one. Tie it in a knot onto the branch. Gonna double knot this with your paddle wire. This is going to be wrapped around you want to pull nice and taut to really, you're going to just let the wire be your leverage to create the tension. I like to cut as I go. I don't pre-trim my ends because I feel like it limits what I can do. So I just trim as I go, and I just to take a look, where is a good place to trim, and giving it a nice tug along the way. And all I'm doing here, guys, is alternating my greenery. I go from silver dollar to regular eucalyptus, and then I will just keep going through until I am at the end of my nylon rope. I am about 2/3 of the way done with my swag.
At this point is a good time to transition to the other end. And so I'm just gonna show you how to do that. I basically just go in the opposite direction. I still have my paddle wire nice and taut.
And by the way, I've actually never done a eucalyptus garland, and the scent is exquisite. Your guest will love that your house smells so festive, so green, so fall-like. Anyway, so that's enough of that. Okay.
The last one I did was a silver dollar eucalyptus. So now I'm gonna go back to the fragrant one, and I have 3 separate pieces, and I'm just gonna put them down, and I'm going to actually try and layer it underneath a little bit there, and then wind this around. Keep keeping the tension, really trying to make this nice and secure. Then I'm gonna come in with some of the silver dollar and just overlap that and try and cover where I just was, where I did that piece. And I'm gonna go underneath some of the smaller branches. And then we could come back and fill in with some decorative objects to just fill in the holes. And then just come back with your pruners, cutting away the excess long pieces. And again, just layer it underneath branches so that it all, once it's all done, you won't be able to see where I started, where I stopped. Keep doing this process. Now that I'm at the end, I'm going to fill in with some of the cuttings that I did when I was trimming. I have a lot of little pieces like this, and I'm just gonna go through, tie this off. I'm just gonna continue filling in my greenery and any little holes, and then I'm gonna add in, like I said, I have some decorative elements that I wanna add, and I'm gonna share that with you next.
Guys, I am just taking some of my trimmings still and just sticking them in and adding them wherever I see, you know, could add a little more texture. You know what's so awesome about this project is there is no right, there is no wrong. It's done when you say it's done. It could be as full or as not full as you want it. Okay, darling, so I have some holes that I would love to fill in, and I went ahead and I got some little pumpkins, baby pomegranates, and baby green apples. And I'm gonna make some groupings, wind that around. These came with the straight wire attached to them, which is wonderful. But as you can see, this guy here does not have a wire. So what I'm gonna do is, remember those straight wires that we got? I'm just gonna take it, theoretically this is gonna work, and I'm just gonna slide it full on through, because it's just foam. Hopefully it won't look ridiculous as I do this. And I'm going to find a place for it. I had thought to add it to the grouping, but I think what I'll do is just put it through like that. pardon me as I get my wire cutters. I'm gonna clip that and incorporate it, wind it around. And then this one came with a straight wire, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna insert it right there. And now I've got a grouping. So I'm gonna go through, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna go through here and find any place that there's holes, and I'm gonna add my gourds. I keep calling them gourds, but you can call them whatever. It's like a little squash, right? And again, just poke right through because it's made out of foam, and find another area that could use a little color. So fun. This is like the best part, right? It's like putting the decoration on a cake or something. Like, it's just, actually I love doing it all, but this is so wonderful. And you can, this is the part and the element that you can design this according to your table, what colors you want to incorporate. You could do citrus themes. You could do pretty much anything that you can get your hands on at the craft store. Have to be careful not to bend my leaves down too much. All right, so I'm gonna keep doing this and show you what it looks like when it's all done. For me, for someone who loves to be creative and use my hands, it is a great way to bring festivity to a dining table on Thanksgiving. I am so happy you stuck with me through this. Let me know, leave me a comment, let me know if you try it. This is gonna be on the blog, it's gonna be on IG, I'm gonna try and throw it on IGTV. I'm gonna try and put this everywhere so that you guys can, I don't know, be inspired a little bit and see if this is something that you're into. I'm totally into it. This is my second year doing this type of thing. So anyway, stay tuned for part 2, which is gonna be a Christmas display, just to give you a little inspiration on how to work with pine and pine cones. And yeah, so that's gonna be part 2. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks.